How's it going, everyone? This is Ryan Muska from the Giordano team at Garden State Mortgage. For today's guest, I have a top realtor from the Keller Williams in Ridgewood, New Jersey. We have Bleranda Spahiu. Well, Bleranda, why don't you introduce yourself?
I think you did a really good job, but yeah, I mean, I've been a realtor for about 10 years now. I service Bergen, Essex, Monmouth counties.
Okay.
Did I say I did this 10 years?
Yes, yes.
That's a little rough, but yeah, it's been 10 years. And I love it. Absolutely love it.
Okay, so you've been doing it 10 years.
Yeah.
Was this your first career or?
No, I used to be in the financial services sector. So I used to work with larger banks and, kind of how you do your checks and balances on your bank account statements. I did that for the banks on a larger scale.
Okay.
So I have a degree in economics and psychology.
Oh, wow. Economics and psychology.
Yes.
Both pretty useful for the real estate industry.
It does, yeah. So it helps me with, kind of just monitoring the markets and then also kind of helping buyers and sellers, transition and make that move, right? So a lot of it is, people use agents that they know, love, and trust, right? So building that connection with your clients is very key.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have this economics and psychology background. So as well as helping clients, how does it help you with like negotiating deals, structuring files, that type of thing?
I think it's helped me significantly and the psychology part of it, right? So once I understand like a client's wants and needs, I then know how to, present offers or strategize or figure out like what their goals are. I'm not going to say too much because that's my secret sauce. The negotiation part now. But that's why you hire me.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest aspects, and marketing.
Got you. And how did you get into real estate? I think we may have skipped that.
So originally I was presented with an opportunity to do short sales, and I was looking at potentially raising and building a family, and I wanted a more flexible schedule. So
Flexible.
A more flexible schedule. So I left the financial services thing and I started off with short sales. I did that for a few years, and then in 2018 I started to help like buyers and sellers like do more residential.
Okay.
But I started off in the short sale investment side first.
Got you. And what is, for those that don't know, what's a short sale?
So basically, it's when a bank is willing to accept an offer on a property that's less than what's owed on the mortgage in order to mitigate their losses. So let's say a house is worth $500,000 and somebody is in default on their loan and they owe $700,000, right? They're willing to take like the $500K and just lose that $200,000 versus the whole $700.
And do we see that a lot? Do we see a lot of short sales? I mean, today even.
Today, no, we don't, right? So even if somebody does undergo a short sale, chances are they have a ton of equity now, so they could probably just go through like a traditional sale, right? Because sellers also have costs at the end of the day. So after all like the closing costs and whatnot, you have to make sure that they can walk away with something or even nothing. Like breaking even is probably your best scenario. But no, we're not really seeing it much. At least I haven't.
No,
right?
I mean, I haven't seen it on the mortgage side of things either.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good thing, right? So people are building their equity, and they don't have to go that because that hits their credit as well, which I think you know too.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's a short sale, and we're seeing a lot of those, then that's usually a telltale sign that the market is not doing well.
Right.
So if we're not seeing a lot of those, we're not hearing a lot about that, that's a good indicator.
Right.
So as far as like marketing and stuff, you are very active on social media. So do you want to talk a little bit about, your social media?
Sure. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like super active, but I do keep in touch with a lot of clients that way. I do love to do videos here and there, and I do get a lot of people that kind of reach out to me, and that's also a part of my, what I call lead gen. So I get clients that way also. I mean, and again, it's not all real estate. I think, you know that. I post a lot about what I'm doing during the day, especially like on my story. And then I'll get like little funny tidbits here and there for reels. And then I post some of my social media stuff. Ironically, a lot of my personal things get more engagement than the real. I mean, that's just a friendly reminder that I do real estate. But, the more personal stuff, which obviously shows who I am as a person, and that's who I end up attracting as clients.
And you want, your clients, you want individuals to know that you're not just a real estate agent, you're not just a person who's a business person, you're a normal person as well.
Yeah, so they want to know like who I am as a person and whether or not they align with my goals and my values. And usually that's why I have a good symbiotic relationship with my clients.
Got you. And so, you're building this relationship with your clients. Do you see that you are getting, a lot of client retention in the sense they're coming back to you for their, potential second homes
Oh,
or whatever?
absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, I'm seeing a lot of that happening now because again, I've been in the real estate market for 10 years. So I've seen a lot of my people, especially like the ones that bought, you know, between 2018 and like 2021, those are all coming back to me now. And like I said, once you work with me, like you're kind of part of my tribe. You're like, you're who I've connected with, I've bonded with, and I appreciate and I value those people that have trusted me
Mm.
in their transaction. So it means a lot, and 2026 is going to be an even better year. I mean, I love everybody that, always when they send me that text message like, "Hey, I have somebody, I gave them your info, I'm going to put you guys in a group text." Like that's probably one of my favorite things.
I think that's the
To
best thing,
It
just
is.
in general.
And I did a reel like that. So,
Oh, wow.
I did.
Check that out on the Instagram.
Yeah, check it out on my Instagram.
Um, so as far as, like like when you're talking to these clients that are coming back to you, what is
Mhm.
it like as, as a returning client? How do you treat them maybe a little bit differently than you would a normal, like, just first introductory client?
I mean, not necessarily, right? I just want to know like what their goals are. Obviously, like my clients that come back to me, they're it's a little bit more of a, friendlier relationship because I do keep in touch with them like multiple times a year. Like they'll come to my events or I'll check in with them.
Hmm.
Social media, like I said, constantly. For other people that are in the business or they're entrepreneurs, like I always support them. I'll put them on my stories or I'd like to collaborate with them. So I know that those people are very appreciative of that. Um, but I treat every client. Listen, if you treat me with respect, I'll treat you with respect, right? That's the biggest thing. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, when I decide to move forward with a client, we're usually very aligned and
Mm,
kind of similar personalities.
got you, got
Yeah,
you. And so you're out there a lot. You're doing things. I know you're part of a BNI
I
group.
am.
Do
Yeah.
you want to maybe talk a little bit about that and how that's helped you?
Yes. So I think BNI is a great network. For those of you that don't know what it stands for, it's Business Network International, and there's groups throughout the whole globally, obviously. But there's one person from different types of businesses, and they all basically collaborate and they pass referrals to each other. I've been part of more than one because sometimes one may not work out the same way as the other one.
Hmm.
The one I'm in now is, like I said, the perfect fit for me. I've
Mm,
got, a great attorney, I've got a great title company, I've, a financial advisor, and we do pass referrals and it makes sense, right? And again, we're in alignment with the way that we do business. So when we're passing business to each other, I want to be comfortable in who I'm referring and vice versa, right? I want them to know that I'm going to take extremely good care of their clients. And I think I've built that confidence in a lot of people in my group.
got you, got you. So
Yeah,
you're able to refer your clients to trusted individuals
absolutely.
within other industries. So
Yes,
it just helps you retain those clients.
exactly. Yeah.
Got
And
you.
not just in my group, right? So BNI is global. So you can actually connect with other ones in other BNI groups because they're all different. And it's
Hmm.
interesting. It's if you could find a BNI group, that would be amazing. And if you're interested, you can also reach out to me on
And
Instagram.
reach out to.
Yeah.
I will attest. Yes, being in an exclusive networking group like that.
Yeah.
I'm also part of one different organization, Latip, but
Yes.
definitely very helpful for like building relationships. Even if you're a little bit newer, you're not newer in the industry,
No, I'm not.
but
But
even when like you're newer or a seasoned person in the industry, definitely very, very helpful.
it's
So
always important to build those connections. That's the biggest
exactly.
part. Yeah,
Always gotta be networking, building connections, making sure that you have the best options for each of your clients.
exactly.
Exactly. So, you had mentioned earlier on that
Hmm.
you are basically working in multiple counties
Yeah.
throughout the state of New Jersey. Do you want to
Hmm.
just go into, maybe a little bit of the differences between each county or area, region that you work in New Jersey?
I mean, it really just depends on the client. I just happen to I live in Bergen County, so
Okay.
that's I find a lot of business here because I know a lot of people here, and I also somewhat grew up here, so my family was all in Bergen County. I'm actually originally a New Yorker.
Oh.
Yeah. What was that?
Nothing, nothing.
New York is great. I absolutely love New York. But I also love Bergen County too. It's my second home. So growing up, my family was all in Bergen County, so I came back here. Um, and I just end up, I'm in Monmouth County a lot because I have a huge sphere. I have a lot of friends, past clients, and referrals that I've worked with a lot down there. So I'm mainly see myself a lot in those two counties.
Mhm.
I do Essex, Passaic, and Middlesex County because I used to live in Union County. I used to live in Scotch Plains. So I did business out there for a few years, and those are my repeat clients
Mhm.
coming back to me. So I find myself doing, maybe a handful in those other counties that I don't normally work in because I'm getting that repeat business back.
Got you. Is there a different like sort of vibe in each of the areas, different like sort of market trends that you're seeing, or is it all just
Yeah, I mean, New Jersey for the most part is, again, it's very much a seller's market. It's still very strong and lucrative. Bergen County and Monmouth County all the counties are very different, right? Just depending on, area, location. They are different, but I don't know how to explain it to you in what way they're different. Like it's
got you? Well, Monmouth County is like beach houses,
right.
type
It's
of thing.
you're like down the shore. I mean, but still, it's basically so a lot of people in Bergen County also have a house in Monmouth County.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's like I said, that's why you get pulled to both of those because they'll want like a summer house or like a little beach like condo or bungalow, something like that. So I find
yeah.
that a lot as well.
Yeah, so you've got a nice little grip or grasp on each of those markets.
Yeah,
Got you,
big
got
time,
you.
man.
Now, a lot of people are asking, or saying, hey, 2026 or even in 2025, they're like, well, the housing prices have to come down.
Yeah.
What is your opinion?
I mean, look, I don't see that there's going to be a drastic drop in prices. I still think things are going to go up. I just think at a much slower pace, right?
Okay.
So I would maybe say like a 2 to 3% like overall increase versus like previous years where it was much higher.
Mm-hmm.
We are anticipating more inventory to come on in 2026, so that would give buyers a few more options, and that would obviously go hand in hand with the the slower gradual increase. But I don't see prices dropping. No, if they're priced correctly and marketed properly.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. You had mentioned, potentially seeing more inventory on the market.
Mhm.
Why would you say that?
Just because I think if the rates drop, and you know this more than I do, right? So I'm not going to get into the rates, but if the rates drop enough, it'll incentivize some sellers that have been waiting like on the sidelines for a long time to finally make that move, right? In these past few years, you're getting people, I hate to sound morbid, but like death, divorce, and those are the two main ones, or somebody's like relocating. Those were really like the only things that were coming on the market.
Wow.
But I think now we're going to find that more people that are ready to downsize and purchase something, because it'll make a little bit more sense on their monthly payment, going from something so large, going to something a little bit smaller. It will make a little bit more financial sense for them, so they'll be willing to put the house on the market.
Yeah. Well, let's hope. Let's hope for more inventory in 2026. You are right.
It's going to be a good year. 2026 is going to be a wonderful year.
It's not going to be. It already is a great year.
You're right. It isn't. It is already a good year. I am liking it.
Definitely wish it was a little bit warmer where we are.
Don't even get me started. I mean, I run in this weather, so it's like it's brutal. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So I guess we will just wrap it up with one sort of piece of advice for anyone who's looking to purchase or sell in 2026. What would be your piece of advice for those individuals?
I mean, I just would say, like, if you've even thought about selling or buying in 2026, just have a conversation, reach out to me. I do like a 30-minute consultation. I kind of go over things. I answer any questions, right? There's no pressure, but if you plan on making 2026 your year, I strongly suggest you kind of get all the knowledge that you should in order to make that decision, right? Because I think a lot of people will, wait around. They'll start looking. People and do this all the time. They'll start looking first, and like, okay, I want to buy, and then they didn't do the mortgage. They didn't go through the whole process, and then they realize that's probably not something that they want to move forward on, because maybe they don't want to. They can't. Not that they can't afford it, but they don't want to spend that much. So that's a very important aspect of it.
Great advice.
So talk to me first.
Yeah, great advice. Definitely have a conversation with an industry professional.
I agree.
So that you really know what you're getting into.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we don't want any people being delusional.
So my clients that end up having the conversation with me first, I find are very well prepared, and they usually are ready to, they get an offer accepted and close within like the first 6 months.
Well, that's the experience we've had working with you as well, as you're very much a deal closer. So,
I appreciate that, yeah.
Of course,
Thank
of course. You. Well, Bleranda, it was a pleasure having you on today.
Thank you, thank you. It was nice to be here.
Of course, we will definitely put Bleranda's information down below. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to her. But like I said, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. I appreciate it.